Hello everyone, we are Team 7 in the Leading for Innovation lecture, and we are Team Germany in the simulation game. Now we are going to make a brief introduction of our simulation game's performance. First, our goal is to become a both customer-focused and product leadership company which has a considerable market share and maintains stable sales growth and expands products globally. Our long-term strategy is to focus on the incremental innovation and global markets through the outsourcing and open innovation. As for our SMART goals, firstly, reach 14% of the market share and maintain it up until the final round. Secondly, keep a unique position for the organizational strategy, keeping a looking out on competitors and staying flexible. Thirdly, maintain steady sales growth at 15%. Fourthly, customer-focused and product leadership. Finally, expand the product globally. Although we stuck to incremental innovation, our short-term strategies in every round are mixed. That is one reason why we did not do well in the simulation game.
I'm going to present our strategies throughout all the 6 rounds. So firstly, in the first round, we balanced investments across marketing and ideation to enter the market and build up our brand. Considering the stabilizing market, we tried to attract as much customers as possible, and in the long term, our aim was to develop new and innovative products for the market, but in the short term, our focus was increasing our sales in the global market. Round 2 results showed that competitors focus on radical and product leadership. We decided to differentiate ourselves by focusing on incremental innovation and customer intimacy to achieve a higher market share and also focus on co-creation and technology. These are to support our strategy to be incremental and to improve our efficiency. We took this decision because it would be easier and less risky to introduce new improvements to grow our existing products and still be innovative. In the third round, we continued to focus on our short-term strategies and also started to focus on our long-term strategies. In this round, since we have gained enough market share, we slowly moved towards becoming product leaders in the market by improving both creativity and innovation capabilities. Considering our long-term goals, we made more investments in technology such as research and development. In the fourth round, to begin with, we had a very limited budget for investments, so we only invested in marketing and co-creation in order to boost our sales, and we hoped for the best. In the fifth round, after losing quite a lot of market share and sales growth, we decided to invest more in customer intimacy while keeping our investments in product leadership to gain market share as well. Still stuck to our strategy of being incremental, we invested more on open innovation techniques and also invested in social innovation to emphasize the importance given to corporate social responsibility. In the final round, most of the investments were made in marketing, open innovation, and business model innovation. These were made considering our strategies of being incremental and being both product leadership and customer intimacy. These are our investments we made throughout the 6 rounds, so we just calculated the percentage. And now this is our market cap, so you can see it started declining at round 2 and we picked it up again at round 5, and the market cap was at its highest in the final round. And our creativity scores again started dropping in round 2, but then it grew at a steady rate and dropped again in the last round. And as shown, our innovation scores fluctuated, but it was at the lowest in the final round as well. And this is the innovation process, so we were always in the yellow zone for concepts and prototypes for all the rounds. And we weren't able to bring out that much products. As you can see, we were all in the red zone for 6 rounds.
Now I'm going to introduce our overall performance. Our business valuation increased significantly in the second round and reached over 21 million. However, it dropped sharply to only 16 million in the third round and then rose gradually in the round 4 and round 5. Our sales rose steadily from the first round to the 5th round and reached the peak of the 16 million. However, it dropped by 2 million in the last round. Here you can see the significant fluctuation in our sales growth. In the first round, our sales grew 25% compared to the last year. However, in the second and the third round, our sales growth dropped and maintained at 16%. In the round fourth, it continued to decline and dropped to 8%. In the fifth round, our sales growth ascended to 25% but fell to unexpectedly the lowest point in the last round. And our market share has kept shrinking since the second round and fell to only 7.8% in the last round. We were the fourth in the second round, and it was the best result in the sixth round. Then we maintained at the seventh or eighth place.
What caused our Senior 8's performance in this game? We tried to find out why we couldn't be one of the leading teams in the game. After studying the annual reports of the 6 rounds and the strategies of our competitors, we suppose the following 3 might be the main reasons causing our awful performance in the game. The first reason, lack of a full picture view. We noticed that those top teams always have a very clear long-term strategy, even though they might change their short-term strategy to better adapt to the economic development. They never forgot making their short-term decisions in line with their long-term goals. Compared with them, our team tends to be a little bit short-sighted, usually ignoring the long-term but only focusing on the run ongoing. Moreover, they always keep a hand on economy as well, while we pay little attention to the economic development and the economic forecast. We seldomly considered how economy change and customer confidence change might affect the market, but actually they are very important figures. The second reason, lack of attention to innovation funnel. Our group focused too much on the positioning charts, and our ignorance of some other important factors like innovation funnel, creativity, and innovation score made us hang behind other teams. Trying to win as many blue and purple oceans as possible is definitely important, but not the only important thing. The innovation funnel, in particular, is one of the most important factors we fail to take into account. Innovation funnel shows the number of projects in each stage, and the ratios between stages give us guidance in what aspect we should invest more budget. For example, if we would like to turn more projects from ideas to concepts, perhaps investing in technology is a good choice. The third reason, frequent changes in strategy. We just felt confused why our business valuation ranking went down from 3 to 8 in the third round. One reason we found might be the strategy change. Actually, we were not sure if this is really the reason, but from the tables here, it seems so. Another reason is probably the inconsistent short-term and long-term agenda, also shown in these tables. Actually, there are some other subjective and objective factors affecting our performance. For example, at the beginning of this game, when we were still unfamiliar with the game, we had to decide strategies even if we were puzzled. And when we made some improper decisions in round 3 and performed bad, it was hard for us to become better again because we no longer had enough budget to make changes.
So, we think there's 2 main strategies in this game, which are radical and incremental. And as mentioned previously, our overall strategy in this game was to focus on incremental innovation for a global market by having open innovation and outsourcing. So it's hard to determine whether radical or incremental innovation is a better strategy for this game, as there's many factors involved for overall results, like competitive strategies. However, we feel that the game favours radical innovation. Though it carries more risk, it could bring higher sales. This is because radical innovation could lead to a higher innovation percentage score. Now, since the game is sensitive to strategy changes, we would have to continue with incremental innovation, because if we switch to radical there may be issues. But we have 2 main strategies which we could adopt if the game continued. So the first would be to look at finding teams with similar strategies of incremental innovation and form alliances with these teams. The second strategy would be to focus more on product sales. As seen in the business valuation graph, we had very low sales, which were negatively affecting our growth throughout the rounds. To increase our product sales from incremental innovation, we would focus more on the innovation funnel to bring more products into commercialization. Now, even though we put a major focus on incremental innovation, at the end we had the same number of radical products and incremental products, while the difference was only 1. So we could focus a lot more on the commercialization stage, as we have a low number of incremental products at the end of the innovation funnel. Also, our innovation process fluctuated from mixed to in-house to outsourcing, and so did our organizational strategy, which changed between product leadership and customer intimacy. In the future, we could focus more on strategic decisions that would allow us to maintain a particular position instead of fluctuating between the two. And thank you for listening to our presentation, and we'll be open to any questions.